Hi Capricorn, thanks for tuning in. This is going to be your reading for April 2020. Connecting with your higher self and your guides while I'm shuffling. Ask them to be present here for this reading and to tune in with my higher self and guides so that we can set up a feedback loop through time and space to bring through messages that are really tailored and relevant for you and your current situation. I'm going to have a look at the general energies for you at this time. And then follow that up with a higher octave spread for some extended messages. Let's take a look. The Fool in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Ace of Wands, crossed by Death. Five of Swords reversed. The World reversed. Six of Swords reversed. Page of Pentacles reversed. The Sun reversed. Judgment reversed. Three of Wands. Ten of Wands. Page of Cups reversed. Six of Cups reversed. The Hierophant. And Nine of Wands. Okay, interesting energy. There's a lot of major arcana cards in your spread, in particular in the bottom part of the reading here. We have the Sun in reverse, World in reverse, Judgment in reverse, Hierophant, and Death as the crossing card in your reading. So there's also two pages here, they're both in reverse. And then a mixture of Swords and Wands. There's only one cup card in your spread here. Alright, give me a second here to tune in. It's interesting because overall, like the first impression of this spread is, oh, there's some really intensive cards in this reading. There's some, like, it feels like challenging energy. But actually when I go into the energy and really feel what's here, it actually feels very light. Like there's a lot of release in here. There's a lot of removal of certain kinds of energies that maybe have been like plaguing you for a while. Some things that kind of just like wouldn't move out of your energy field. But this is kind of saying that those things are. And with these major arcana cards that are in this reading, even though they could seem a little heavy, you know, Judgment, Hierophant, and Death, what it's actually bringing is this really beautiful energy of a feeling of finally having some heaviness lifted off you, but not just having a relief from those difficulties, but what comes in with it is like a really deep and profound understanding of something on a much higher level that you're getting to understand finally. And so that's not only giving you a sensation of a relief from some pressure and tension and stress and anxiety that you may have been experiencing, but flooding into you is this kind of bright vibration of clarity and connection and union and understanding that's making you feel like it was really all okay, even though it seemed hard and heavy and difficult while you were in it. There's a clarity in this reading and a release from some heavy burdens that is creating a space for this new inspiration that I'm feeling here with this Ace of Wands at the center of your reading. So definitely new uprising of energy within you. Like you're feeling a potential for something new in your current circumstances, given that there is finally some like resolve and some release happening. Death being the crossing card here in your reading is interesting because it's telling me that your challenge is actually to let go. So what I suspect for some of you is actually that what you've been experiencing, and everything in right timing, okay? Like divine order is definitely at play here. But I'm feeling this energy that for some of you, you may have been kind of clutching onto or attaching to some certain types of experiences that have been difficult over the last, I mean, for some of you, we're talking about a 2-year cycle here. And with that, there's this feeling here of you having become kind of identified with the difficulties that you've been experiencing. And I know that from personal experience, I've been through this too, where sometimes cycles that are difficult go on for such a long time that you kind of get stuck in a little bit of a loop, and it's hard to see a way through where you're actually able to just let go of difficult things or move on from difficult circumstances or shift difficult feelings because you don't know what is there to come and move into that space that you're opening up. So there could have been here a little bit of attachment to a certain identity that you built around the struggle that you've been in. But I feel that's lifting here, and I feel like you're seeing that now. You're with this, the Judgment and the World down here in this spread, as well as with the Sun card. There is an energy of you having endured quite a lot with the Nine of Wands and been very persistent and very determined to keep going even in the face of adversity. But with Sun energy coming into your reading here, this is the position of you and how you see yourself now. There is a brightness, there's a lightness, there's a feeling of illumination, of happiness finally coming in after, like I said, the sort of difficult energies moving out. And for some of you, that's going to be people, environments. It could have been a job, it could have been a particular relationship or a friendship that you have been in that was like making you feel a little bit constrained. There's also this feeling here with some of the cards, like in particular these two cards, the Six of Cups reversed and the Three of Wands. I feel in this energy that for some of you, there may have been an energy that you allowed to influence you for longer than maybe was reasonable or necessary. Like I'm feeling the energy of a person that you maybe gave a lot of weight to their words or to their opinion or to their influence or to their perception of you. And so that might have fed into a cycle taking a longer time than it needed to for you to kind of get whatever lesson was there or gather whatever understanding was there, or just to be able to kind of break free or get freedom from a hold that somebody had on you that you maybe were feeling like you didn't understand, and so you needed to persist a little bit longer to really figure out what was actually there for you to get. But maybe you're just seeing now that actually it was just an unhealthy attachment to a certain person, and that's going to have different meaning and reason for whoever's watching this reading. What else is here? With this Five of Swords in reverse, that's kind of making me feel connected to that energy I described there, with maybe there being an influence, either a person or and energies around you that may have been overly complicated or difficult in communication, inability to see eye to eye, a little bit of power struggle in certain types of dynamics. I feel that energy is kind of becoming illuminated and moved on from, and there's an energy here of you feeling ready to let go and move on, to create space for new opportunities to arrive, for new connections to show up for you. But I feel, okay, you have the Death card as the crossing card and Judgment in reverse with the World here, with this Ten of Wands in the outcome. I'm feeling that for some of you, you're just sort of waking up to this energy now. You may not actually be completely closed out of that cycle just yet. You might just be coming into the space now where you're gaining awareness of these things that I'm speaking on. That's giving you a bit of clarity, more clarity than you may have had in recent times. And so while you might be still interacting with some of these people, I think here you're figuring out how to distance yourself a little bit, how to move away from, how to create clearer boundaries, how to communicate your feelings and ideas. Even if you haven't actually done those things yet, you might be starting to process these things and start to think about how you're going to actually take these steps that you need to let go and move on from these environments that you've been in that are not really good for you anymore. So at the bottom of the deck, we have Fool in reverse, Eight of Cups reverse, Six of Wands, and Ten of Swords. There's also Ten of Cups. I'm going to take that. What this is telling me is more or less a reiteration of what I just described. With having the World in reverse and the Fool in reverse in your reading, as well as Judgment in reverse, all of these are telling me that yes, you are ready. You're becoming ready to close out the cycle that you're in. But seeing Death here also as the crossing card, and now with these two tens as well, there is this kind of moment here where it's like you know what you have to do, but there's still a little bit of resistance and hesitation in actually taking the steps forward to make those changes that you know you need, right? There's three tens now in the reading. So this is indicating, and they're all upright. So this is indicating either like leaving a job, leaving a business partnership, leaving a family, or in some ways like closing out some kind of cycle or ending some kind of pattern. Even you may not necessarily actually have to leave a circumstance or a place or an environment, but there is definitely a need here for you to recognize that you have to change your behavior somehow. And sometimes that's hard to do if you still interact with the same people, because there's a kind of entrainment of behavior that people become accustomed to. And sometimes it can get hard to really make a really clear and distinct shift in yourself about what it is that you've understood and learned and realized through your circumstance if you keep relating with the same people, because it's going to be hard for them to change their behavior as well, even though you might explain to them or be clear in your communication that you've changed and that there's something different about you, or that you've understood certain things. Most people will like to maintain the status quo. And that's why it gets very difficult to stay in relationships when you're growing and the other person isn't. Right? I hope this is making sense. That's why I feel these 2 pages here are in reverse in the reading. There's this feeling like what may have been like a potential or opportunity for you in certain dynamics with people, you can't maintain that anymore. The offer can't be sustained because you may not be being reciprocated by the people that you're interfacing with. And so you're kind of on your own in this regard of like what it is that you're gleaning from the situation. You might be putting in all of this effort into your personal development and into your growth, but the people around you may not be putting in that same kind of effort. And so with the 6 of Wands coming out here with the 10 of Cups, there's this feeling like you are actually succeeding in your development, in your quest towards your own personal growth and your personal development, right? And the 10 of Cups here, again, there's these 3 10s now in the reading, and as I said, they're all upright. So the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords are the things obviously that need closure, that need to end, that need to be moved away from or let go of, or, right? You get it? 10 of Cups is a fulfillment and a success and a happiness. So this card could be, it is a family card. So with it coming out here with the 6 of Wands, you might be finding that you are able to have success and fulfillment inside your family circumstance. But I feel for some of you that's going to require the sort of next level of your own personal growth in terms of, okay, you've attained a certain amount of understanding for yourself. Now, are you going to be able to convey that to the people around you so that they can also experience that level of growth and success by proxy, just simply by being in your energy field? And for you coming through all this kind of growth and development, will they be able to kind of have that same amount of vibrational healing by simply being in your energy field? If you're able to, with compassion and care and vision and with quality of awareness and understanding, be able to communicate the things that you have realized in the circumstances that you've been in. And then with this, the Fool reverse and the 8 of Cups in reverse, it's kind of leaning to what I mentioned there before. Like, you may not necessarily leave your family or your home or your job, but there is something there about, you know, like I do feel with all these reversals here, the Fool reverse, Judgment reverse, World reversed, that there is still some closure that needs to be really attained. There's some final wrapping up or understanding or communication that needs to happen to really make sure that there is a sort of finalization to this experience that's been going on. But I just hope for some of you that this 8 of Cups here is not an indicator that you are actually maintaining the position that you've been in, even though it's been uncomfortable. That is a concern here for me in this reading, I have to say, with these, the 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, and this 8 of Cups reversed. It's going to be up to each of you watching, if you're relating to anything that I'm saying in this reading, that you make decisions that are the best for you, that help you move away from toxic people or environments and help you move on towards greater success and happiness. Sun, 10 of Cups, 6 of Wands, by overcoming your fear of what could be the next thing. You know, the Fool in reverse here could be saying that you're maybe afraid of the unknown, and so that keeps you, you know, maybe staying a little bit too long in a circumstance that you know you need to move out from, or that you know is not good for you, simply because you might not be able to see how you're going to be able to transition out of this circumstance into a new space, a new cycle, a new energy, a new job, a new life. on your own. So some trust is required here. That's also the message of the Fool. Fool upright is trusting. There's a level of understanding that yes, sometimes life is challenging and difficult, and there has been some cycles. I mean, the Fool doesn't get to be the Fool at the 0 point of a cycle until he's been through every part of the journey and arrived at the world, which is the end of the cycle, and mastered that whole journey of understanding the ups and downs and the twists and turns, and still coming through without any baggage, without any resentment, without any carryover of resentment or any of that stuff from previous experiences, and is able to just move forward in life with optimism and grace and elegance and trust, and knowing that there will certainly be challenges again in the future, but you're ready to undertake something new and move into the unknown and just give it another go. Without closing down your energy, without feeling like there's nobody you can trust. You know, even if there has been difficult people in your environment or in your life, there is this need for you to understand that not everybody's like that, and you ought not to kind of close down and limit yourself from having new experiences because you might be feeling like everybody's untrustworthy or something like that. Alright, let me just check over here. I feel that's it for this part of the reading, Capricorn. I do really like this reading. I like the major arcana cards in this spread. I do feel that there is a really big moment here for you. This is a kind of evolutionary leap in your journey, and it's up to you to convert the energy of this moment that you're feeling right now with all the things that you've gathered, that you've understood, and actually use the power of the card of death, which is actually more about transmutation and alchemy and transforming and processing information to kind of turn it over. Like, what's really beautiful for me in these two cards, Death and the Fool, is this white flower that both of the characters are holding. It's kind of the same energy of like moving into a space of openness for something new to begin. But it's up to you to take action. That's the point. This reading is not saying anything about circumstances being orchestrated for you. This is about you choosing to use the inspiration that you've gathered and the new potential that you feel to take action to close out your current cycle and generate new opportunities and actualize this potential that you know is there for you by making choices and moving forward with them. You have to participate. Don't wait for life to turn things into such a crisis that you have to make an action. Because that's what I feel in this reading. If you don't act upon this energy and be more cooperative and collaborative with the energies that you feel are opening up for you, and you kind of pass on this opportunity, and that's fine. You can certainly do that. But if you're in a difficult circumstance now and there's an opening here for you to experience something new by taking a step forward, by taking a risk, by moving forward with trust and optimism, then there could be some kind of action from the universe that will do that on your behalf, and it won't be comfortable and it won't be easy. It'll be very challenging, and it'll be kind of a crisis that you won't have as much choice in dealing with it. You'll have to take action there to make change. So be more proactive. Be more proactive. All right. I feel that's it for this part of the reading. Just checking over here. There's 3 6s in your reading. There's 3 10s in the reading. 2 pages. Again, I feel like I've spoken enough on the 10s. The 6s here, I say there's 2 6s in reverse, and there's that 1 6 upright. That's just telling me that if you're experiencing some disharmony in your energy and your environment, again, it's up to you to course correct. It's up to you to course correct. It's up to you to be decisive. It's up to you to take action. It's up to you to communicate to people that need to hear what your feelings and thoughts are. You know, in a calm, unemotional way. But yeah, you need to. There's something needs to be communicated here. And I feel like you may have been hesitating because, again, you're not sure. I feel like you know that if you communicate something now, it's going to definitely catalyze your situation, and you may not know how to deal with what the after effect of that is. So prepare. Prepare. Get yourself ready. Like, think about what you want next. Work towards it. Take steps every day. Don't just have these like lofty ideals and dreams that are like very distant goals that you don't know how to go towards. You have to create systems and practice every day and move towards your goal with consistent effort. Alright, that's the general reading, Capricorn. I'm going to take the Voyager deck now and shuffle again. We're going to do your higher octave spread. So tune in again with me while I shuffle and send your energy into the deck. We're going to look at any forces at play that may still be hidden. See if we can illuminate those blind spots. We're going to look at karmic and spiritual forces at play. And hopefully your guides and higher self will be able to provide some practical advice about how to best deal with the circumstances that you're dealing with right now. So at the bottom of the deck, 4 of crystals in reverse. In this deck, the crystals are the swords element of air. Ace of Wands, look at that. The same card in the same position, in the same orientation of both readings. That's very significant. We'll talk about it. Crossed by the 10 of Wands, which you have also here in the outcome of the previous spread. The Fool in reverse, you had that also here in the outcome. Libra card of balance. This is the judgment, justice card from other decks. It's called balance in this deck. I don't know if you can see that. Man of Worlds, that's the King of Pentacles. There's the Tower. Okay, that was kind of what I was getting at with the previous reading there. If you don't take action, if you're not proactive about the energy, then you may get yourself a Tower moment where the universe does it on your behalf. 8 of Crystals, the Star, Moon reversed, 2 of Crystals, Man of Wands, Sage of Wands, the Magician reverse, and 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Worlds. Okay, Capricorn. If you're interested in hearing the interpretation of this spread, you can click the link in the description below to browse over to the Higher Octave Reading. Thank you so much for watching. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. I really hope you found some things in there you can work with to support you on your way and your growth. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.